Hi everyone, hello. I am doing a video just to address some of the concerns and questions and panic and chaos and freaking out that everyone is doing about the surprise website builder that Etsy has released today. So I'm going to be honest with you because I like to give it to you straight. I am going to try to remain positive and joyful because that is what my brand represents. But I have a love-hate relationship with Etsy, and I've told many of my clients the same thing. I'm sure many of you do as well. Etsy changed my life, changed my family's life for the positive, made my dreams come true. I'm very grateful for the platform. I'm also very grateful for how it's been able to affect a lot of millions of people in a positive way. However, I'm not fond of how they manage their site. I don't like how they manage their sellers. I have a lot of issues with things they say and things they do. So that being said, I'm going to try to remain neutral in this. Let me first address the shop design that was supposed to go live today. So as you all know, a few weeks ago they announced, hey, you guys, we're going to have a new shop design. They came out, they explained that there was going to be a new cover photo and a new setup. We all scrambled to kind of get that information, and we've all been working hard the last couple weeks trying to create our new shop design, hiring graphic designers, spending money, spending a lot of time, trying to get them ready. They gave us an April 5th launch date and said that it would be live for the public April 5th, which is today. I know a lot of you stayed up past midnight last night waiting for those shop designs to change, to celebrate or to check it out. And a lot of us lost sleep and nothing happened. So it was a little bit of a letdown. It was a little bit of a disappointment. Kind of feel like your balloon was popped kind of thing. I have been on Etsy all morning kind of trying to figure out what's going on. And it appears that they have come out with this new patterns option. They released that this morning before the shop design. They have said that they do plan on releasing the shop design today, but that it will show up only for some sellers today, and that every day they will release more. They have come out and said that they are going to do it in smaller segments. Why they didn't tell us that before, not sure, but that's what they said. So everybody just kind of let that go. They said it might take a week before your shop, your new design shows up. They have millions of people on Etsy and some in other countries, and I'm not really sure how they determine who they're going to show first, but just don't get too caught up with that. Talking about, so that will be done, but don't get upset if it's not today. Let's talk really quick about patterns, because that's what everyone's really looking into. It looks really cool. I mean, it was out of the blue. It was sudden. It was this announcement that nobody saw coming. Pretty cool, pretty unique, great for the hobbyist. I do not recommend that you do that. I do not recommend it at all. I don't think it is a good thing for sellers. I think it's a great thing for Etsy. I don't think it's a good thing for sellers. I do not feel that it is in your best interest to create a shop on patterns. Let me just kind of give you the basics. Patterns is a website builder that Etsy just released. It is Etsy owned. It is an Etsy app or an Etsy program. The cost, you get a free trial for 30 days. The cost is then $15 a month. On top of that, you still have your 3.5% Etsy transaction fee, but you also have your payment, your processing fees, your listing fees, just as you would in your Etsy site. The policies are the same. It does require you to use direct checkout. So if you're a seller who has opted to only sell to only offer PayPal, you are required to offer direct checkout. So that is one point that I think is a big plus for Etsy, because Etsy really wants their sellers to use direct checkout, because then they get processing fees versus PayPal. And we know how good the direct checkout process, payment processing has been. I believe right now there are people still waiting to be paid from their direct checkout sales. So I would think that that should be addressed first. They're also charging $13 a year for the URL. So let's say you already have your URL. I believe that you can now just assign it to your pattern shop. If you don't have a URL, you can buy one. It goes right through Etsy, and Etsy charges $13 a year for that URL. Should you close your Etsy shop, you can transfer your URL to wherever you decide to go. So you do own it. Etsy does not own your URL. You do own it, but it is an additional $13 a year for that. I would like to talk about the positives first, and then we'll talk about why I don't want you to do it. The positives, in my opinion, the best positive for having a pattern site is if you make one-of-a-kind items and you sell one on your website versus your Etsy site, the inventory will adjust. So I know that's been an issue for people that have standalone websites, is if they duplicate their listings and one sells on the website, they worry that if they don't take it down off of Etsy right away, that it could sell and then they're out because they're one-of-a-kind items. That does not happen too often, but the sellers that does happen to, this would be a pro, because as you adjust your inventory and you update your listings and everything else right in your Etsy dashboard, and it updates the pattern site. So in that respect, it's nice because you can just manage your items, your listings, your dashboards in one dashboard. It updates both sites. If you sell one on one, it updates the Etsy dashboard, so you don't have to worry about double selling an item. That I think that's rarely ever an issue for anyone, but if it is, that is a positive. You will still see Etsy's branding at checkout, because it looks like your own site, but then when you add to cart and you go to checkout, you go to Etsy's checkout. So the positive is, instead of having an Etsy shop, now this is for people that don't already have a standalone website. The problem with Etsy, or even a landing page that directs people to your Etsy shop, is that you can then see competitors, or the buyer can then see competitors' shops. So it kind of sucks because you're directing traffic to your Etsy site, but then let's say they decide they want to look around at some more, that you could actually be potentially directing people to Etsy to buy from other people. So with patterns, the positive is you don't see anybody else's stuff. It's not like they can click right on jewelry and get to another shop. They will still see Etsy's branding through checkout, but every other process through the process of buying and shopping on your site, it will be just your branding only, similar to a website. The other this could be positive or negative. They are not going to show reviews on patterns. So that's kind of, depending on whether you like showing your reviews or you don't like showing your reviews. Right now, it's not an option to be shown on patterns. So you will not have a star rating or anything like that. There's also no impact on SEO at all whatsoever. They've said right now it's possible that it could possibly help you in SEO on Google. So they say, because you can run your name and your URL through the Google web master checker tool thingy. I forgot what it's called, to have it verified. But in my opinion, and I've talked to Danny this morning and the other girls, in my opinion, it actually, I think, will hurt your SEO, because now you're going to have duplicate content. You're having duplicate content, which Google is not a fan of. And I don't know if they will penalize you for that or not, but I know they're not a fan, and I would think that they wouldn't. I don't think that they would rank you high. Your Etsy shop maybe, because Etsy has, a very good relationship with Google and thousands and thousands and millions of shops. But your actual pattern site, I don't think will give you any benefit in SEO at all. So why do I think you should not do that? Well, first of all, it is an Etsy shop. It's a front that looks like it's your own website, but it is not your own website. It is your Etsy shop that is duplicated to look like your own website. Should there be any issues at all? Should there be cases opened? Should there be cases reported or trademark infringement being reported? Should there be chargebacks? Any of that stuff that normally should you not pay your Etsy bill? I mean, all the many circumstances that can get your Etsy store suspended and or canceled can still happen and will happen, and your pattern site will also be suspended or whatever. It goes off of Etsy's framework and dashboard. Even though the URL is yours, the store would be down. So that's, I don't think, good. Also, because there is duplicate content, duplicate listings, everything is the same. I believe that is that penalizes you as far as Google. That's a negative. If you're going to have your own website, you can actually get a free website on Wix or Weebly and not have to pay a $15 a month fee. You can go on Store Envy for $5 a month and have your own website. As we teach here in Flourish, and we've been teaching this a lot since we started Flourish, a lot of new members that aren't real familiar with how we teach, we very much encourage you to have your own space of the web, your own little area that you own, that you are in control of, that you have all the features that you need, that where you can have your own rules and your own policies and your own little space. That is what you as a business owner should do. You should have your own website. You should have your own URL. You should absolutely be able to stand on your own and say, this is my business, this is who I am, and have representation online other than your Etsy shop. This looks like it gives you that. It feels like a disguise of sorts. Etsy needs this because so many sellers are now going on their own to their own outside sites, and they're starting to advertise and market their own URLs, right? I mean, that's what we teach, is on all marketing materials to have www.yourshopname.com, to even to if you are not at the place to have your own website, just to get your own URL through Google Domains or GoDaddy, and to perhaps have a landing page, just one page that directs people to your Etsy shop, or even to not have a landing page and have it point to your Etsy shop until you can afford or get ready to make your own website. That is what, of course, we recommend. Etsy saying, you don't have to deal with that. We got this covered. You just click a button and boom, you have your own website. They're taking the power away from you. It's not a good thing. It's kind of a front, in my opinion. One, now if you had your own website, you wouldn't be paying Etsy fees. You wouldn't be paying Etsy commissions or listing fees or payment processing fees, at least not to Etsy. So in Etsy's ability to do this, they're still getting their commission. So here you're advertising your own website. You're doing your own marketing to establish this name for yourself and to establish trust with your buyer, but yet you're still paying commission to Etsy. So Etsy is great. It's great because they bring in all this traffic, and having an Etsy store is great because they give you these tags and these sections you can go in, and it's a popular site, and they're bringing in all this traffic, and as long as you're optimizing it right, you're getting business. It's awesome. And that is what it is. That's what it should be. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. But to have your own website, your own domain, your own URL, that is yours. It's your business. It's your name. It is yours. And yes, you should have a standalone website, and you should build that up, build the trust up, get brand recognition, brand familiarity. This is stuff that we're talking about a lot this month, brand consistency. You know, it's wonderful. It is a little work. You either have to do it yourself on something really simple like Store Envy, or even Weebly or Wix, which is a drag and drop basic web builder that you can do yourself for under 20 bucks a month, or sometimes even free if it's only, if, you know, I think up to 20 listings on Weebly. I'm not sure what it is on Wix. That is what you should do. I mean, that is, or, you know, if you're at the point where you can hire a graphic designer and they can make something for you on WordPress or make you, you know, a custom built site, that's wonderful too. You're a business owner. These are expenses that come up for you as a business owner, and it is a way for you to get people to start trusting in your brand, trusting in your products. They see you as a legitimate bona fide business owner, not an Etsy shop. Okay. Etsy is, I think this is going to be, I think them offering this is it's a crutch. I think it is a crutch for people. I think it's good for the hobbyists that want to have maybe a little bit more of a professional front. It is not good for business owners, entrepreneurs that are trying to take their business to the next level and trying to succeed and grow. That is not what this is for. So I think it's great for, again, people, maybe even some retired people that they just want this to be some extra income. They can go for it, and I don't, you know, more power to them. But if this is for somebody that's really wanting to grow their business and eventually, you know, be a site searched on Google, not just an Etsy shop, this is definitely a step backwards. So I don't mean to get all wordy and all crazy and all passionate. I'm a little angry. Everyone was so excited to see this new shop design, and I think that this just interrupted that. I know a lot of people didn't get paid through direct checkout payments, and they've not been getting answers to that. So this is just one extra thing that I don't feel was needed, that I think is Etsy's way of trying to get more to them and not really help the sellers out, which is what they should be doing. So that's my take on it. Please, if you have any questions or comments, answer them. This is all new, so we'll probably get more information as time goes on. Let me know if you need anything. I'm always here and happy to help, and I hope this helped. And please, don't use patterns, okay? I would not recommend it. I do not recommend it. And let us know also if your new shop design is being seen, because we'd love to see how many actually are seen and shown to the public today. All right, thanks. Bye.